What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got an excellent and entertaining casual match for you guys to check out. It's got exactly what I'm looking for in a duel, a whole bunch of back and forth. Even if the decks are obviously not on the highest level of competition, it's not like you still can't get a really enjoyable and entertaining match out of it. So let's go ahead and introduce the contenders. So we have a really wanky and weird version of Heroes down at the bottom. He's got my body as a shield in the main deck, which actually right now is pretty good because of, Zodiac Trident being on the board like 99% of the time. But I haven't seen Miracle Fusion C play in a very long time. A couple of eras in Yu-Gi-Oh have passed since Miracle Fusion has been like a meta card, so I don't know what's going on there. And then he has Honest Neos as well. And then we have the Challenger, or I don't know which deck is the champion and which is the Challenger, but we got Subterrors up here at the top, and it's not just a basic version of Subterrors. He's actually running Prediction Princess Subterrors, which it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, TerraTray has a ton of synergy with flip effects, and honestly, I didn't really think much of Prediction Princess at first. I was just like, oh, just another trash archetype. But when I played it, I will say, if you can get Pot of Taboos and you can get TerraTray on the field at the same time, it is a really, really strong play, because basically she is like a Book of Moon and a Book of Taiyu, and she can summon flip monsters from your graveyard to the field. So, you don't want to get the little weak magician to face. You want to get big monsters like the Subterror Behemoth monsters, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and roll this, and I promise you guys, you will not be able to predict who's gonna win this match. I see what I did there. Prediction Princess predict. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll it. No more cringiness. So he opens up with Goblinberg, and then obviously he's gonna get himself a copy of Shadow Mist off the emergency call. So he's got his Danklaw ready to roll, but he's gonna respond with the My Body as a Shield, which it actually worked out right there, because he has the what's it called, Dark Hole. Now he tries to go for the mass change play, but his opponent shuts it down with the Fiendus, and I wasn't really sure what he was gonna do here, because if you're just sitting on a Shadow Mist, like, I don't really think that does anything, and he's gonna attempt to just run it over, and it actually works. But he gets himself a Bubble Man, and then he activates Final Battle, which actually gives his monster, it gives his archer 3,000 attack, or what was that, 3,200 attack, I believe? Yeah, 3,200 attack, which is really big. But flips over Call of the Haunted, and now he's gonna mass change, but he goes for Acid instead of Danklaw, which I was like, oh, okay, I guess that kind of works. He's going to double down with his fusion summoning. He activates Miracle Fusion and gets Absolute Zero, which Absolute Zero is a very strong card against Subterrors, because Subterrors do have a lot of field removal, but everything they put is pretty much on the board. So Ab Zero, like, anytime you get him off the board, he's basically going to trigger, and he's going to Regeki your field. I believe the only way you can get Ab Zero off the field and not have him resolve is if you spin him back to, no, I don't even think that works. Yeah, I don't think that there is a way of getting Ab-Zero off the board without having a trigger. If there is, you guys just correct me. Not using things like Psalm or whatever. Now, he top decks Pre-Preparation of Rites, which was huge, because that allows him to get TerraTray, and even though he loses his Subterror Behemoth, it's not that big of a deal, because he's going to flip the Acid face down, and then during the end phase, he summons that Behemoth right back. So that's really the utility of what's it called, of TerraTray. And I believe this is the one. Is this the one that just banishes, or you can target one monster your opponent controls, banish it? Yeah, this is okay. So this is the simple banish one. So every turn he basically has a little bit of removal, but he does get a Solemn Strike, and he sets his Vion, which I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So he's gonna go ahead and Solemn that. The problem is TerraTray can obviously just flip the Vion face up, but he gets pranked. He ends up running into the Honest Neos, because I honestly thought for a second there, I honestly thought, like, for a second there, I was like, oh, he's gonna flip over the Vion, he's just gonna attack for game. But I forgot about the Honest Neos in his hand, because he hadn't done anything with it. So I looked at this duel and I was like, oh my goodness, TerraTray died. He basically had been controlling the game pretty much since the start, and now if you look at his hand, he's got Maxi and obviously a super dead Behemoth that he clearly cannot summon. His opponent has the Rhoda. I was like, bro, he can easily run this duel back, and he gets the copy of what's it called? He gets the copy of Shadow Mist. Now, I'm not sure that I agree with this play, because I think it would have been better if he would have been able to get something that can detach, but I kind of understand it. I would have went for maybe Tornado Dragon or something. His opponent obviously top decks the Hidden City. That allows him to basically just get a Rhoda effect and kind of just come right back into the game, and he ends up losing, unfortunately, because once his Utopia, the lightning was gone, he really didn't have any way of defending himself. Kind of cool that he had the Max C sitting in his hand the entire time, but that was a super clutch top deck from Hidden City. What do you guys think maybe he should have made? Because Utopia was cool, like having Utopia the Lightning. Obviously it can run over like Subterra monsters. If he would have somehow got a Behemoth, and there's no Behemoth that's going to survive that 5,000 plus the you know, you don't get the plus the basically the Armades effect that Utopia the Lightning has. But I don't know, I would have been thinking maybe the Subterra player could have top decked like a trap or something. I think I would have went for Tornado Dragon, because you get the detach, which would have meant that you got the search from Shadow Mist, but then you would have potentially not lost to things like Hidden City or any of the Subterra traps that could like prolong the game. Anyways, whatever you guys thought, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.